Hello everybody. It's me. My hair's still really long and I'm still not doing it, so there's that. Bren's in the background. It's just how life's gotta go. She's cool, don't worry. What I'm going to do is show you how to do your haircut because I know that everybody probably feels like they need one. My only concern is some of you don't have ridiculously long hair and you're gonna have to kind of trim what you can without ruining your haircut. So, first off, I'm going to say start by blow drying your hair nice and smooth. So that's what I'm going to show you real quick. We're probably going to speed it up just so you can have an idea. But again, I've kind of got these wrinkles underneath here and I'm just going to smooth them out with heat and a round brush. Okay? Here I am with my super hippie grease ball hair, and I'm just gonna keep it really simple for you guys. I have not had a haircut in about 6 months, so it's time. Here's what I'm going to end up taking off though. I'll probably end up taking off about that, so just over an inch. What I'm gonna do is I'm also going to give myself a little bit more shape in through here because it's sitting pretty blah. I might take these guys up a little bit higher, because I haven't been working out, so I gotta make my bangs work for me, you know? Okay. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit of layering. So up and through the top here, this is where I'm gonna show anybody that's got shorter hair, how you can kind of lift your layers up and chip into them a bit and just make them look a little bit better, right? We can't expect a miracle, ultimately. Okay, so I've got a comb, I've got some scissors. I do have 4 little pairs of scissors. If anybody wants them, you can order them online at the online store. So we can put those in one of your tint kits or something like that. But ultimately, if you're using a scissor, only use it for cutting hair, so then it will actually cut hair. It will keep it nice and sharp. Otherwise, if you start doing haircuts with your hair cutting scissors, if you're using them for paper and stuff, it's just not gonna work the same. It's just a different material. Okay, wow, this is ridiculous. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to section with my finger, because that seems easy enough for you guys. And by no means is my hair going to be that perfectly even. I know that. I'm okay with it. No one's seeing it, but at least it won't be like dead and turning into dreadlocks as I don't brush it every day. So I've kind of got this back section down here. Same kind of thing on here. I'm using my head to measure things. So I'm going just above my ear with my finger, and I've got it sectioned down the middle. So we'll just work from side to side so we do not get overwhelmed. Twist and clip. Same thing, if you need some clips, guys, just let me know. I just want to make your lives a little bit easier and make you feel a little bit better about what's going on, but you know, it sucks. So let's try and make our hair not as sucky as the situation that is happening. Twist and clip. Wow, Lisa, your hair's so long. Ugh. Okay, so I've got my 2 little sections. They're not very big at all. One thing you want to keep in mind as well, everybody at the back section of their hair generally gets a bit more breakage. It's kind of more fine, it's more brittle. It takes a lot of abuse from doing our buns and stuff. So you might not want to cut this section, oh my gosh, too short. This is outrageous. I'll pull out the big guy. This one, monster clip, which can also be provided with those of you that have fat hair. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna go into like a squat position. This will be the most working out I've done in a while. All right, so I'm gonna comb it forward and I just wanna see what's happening in through here. So like I said, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna take kind of just over an inch. You can do it in a mirror if it works better for you, or if you want to, you can just flip it up to see yourself. See how I'm just gonna be like, oh, I see what's happening here. And I'm gonna cut it that way because then I can actually see what's going on a bit better. But the key here, wow, combing your hair in a mirror, odd. The key here is to point cut. So point cutting is when you go in, in, in. That way we're not getting anything that's super solid. So I'll do it so you guys can see. And you can always look back and do a little bit more, right? Now, what I want you to be aware of is don't close it until you're pulling out, because if you close it going in, guess what? Bye, finger. Nice knowing you. So now I'm just gonna go and chip in a tiny, tiny bit. And let's see where we're at. Not bad. Even from here, I'd probably go in and just kind of rest it and chip in a bit. You're gonna wanna have a towel or something on you, or just like an old t-shirt. Maybe do this somewhere you can sweep it up easily. I mean, really, what else are you gonna do, right? Some of you are working, but I'm sure the kids can clean it up for more tablet time. Clean up my haircut mess. Okay, shake it out, see how it's sitting? Cool, look at me with my healthy hair. All right, so it's just over an inch, I would say. Same thing on through this side. Gonna grab it. Oh my gosh, I can't flip it the opposite way because I'm freaking out in the mirror here. Okay, same thing. I'm holding it between my two fingers and I'm just going to point cut up. So you want to go more up than sideways, because this more to the side you go, the kind of wider your V's are going to be, and that might make it end up looking more uneven than it does textured and soft. So snip, 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 snip. Let's see. Still a bit too long on this side. Can we see if I sit down? Oh, yes, okay. So this is where I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna shorten it a tiny bit, but visually I'm going to shorten it. So I think it just needs a tiny bit more on this side. That's where I'm actually going to do it while I'm looking at the camera. So excuse my weird face. So I think that if we do it just a tiny bit there, and then I'm gonna grab it. So that's what I would call a guide, right? It's a tiny bit shorter on this side, and then I'm gonna carry it over to the other side here. I should get this out of the way. Sorry guys, I've never had to teach someone how to cut their hair themselves. Associates? Yeah, no problem. Let's all try not cut our fingers. I think that's a solid goal. Let's all try not go crazy too. Trickier for some. Okay, cool. Awesome. We got the one layer down. Guess what? Next layer. I don't have that much hair here, so no, I will. I'll section it up. I'm not gonna be lazy. Okay, so, and now I'm working with the shape of my head again. I'm gonna go kind of in through here. So around the round of the head, right where your head starts to round, that's where I'm gonna section, and I'm gonna use my fingers because then they're gonna meet in the back. Hello, friend, hello. Pull down that layer so that we're not working with too much hair to get a bit more accurate. And spin, spin, spin. Get this guy out of the way with the big old clip. Come on, big old clip, do your job. All right, again, comb it out. So excited to get rid of some of this. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's fine, it's cool. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, have the wine afterwards, guys, not before. Ow, ow, ow. Get out of here. See, you're not the only one that has very tangly hair. I also do. Struggle is real. But that's our biggest problem. We are doing A-okay. Am I right? Okay, here we are. Next spot. And here's our guide again. So hold it down and meet up with your guide. My suggestion, you guys, just go a little bit at a time. Just like how I practice my hair cutting skills on you guys. I always say you can cut more, you can't cut less. And I'm certainly not doing a video about how to do your own extensions, so sorry. I'm sure it's out there though. And there are so many talented stylists that are putting out videos, so don't feel like you have to be stuck with me. Not that you're stuck with me, but just cruise around, look, right? Go onto these K Hairs Instagram and see who I'm following, right? Because I always love to follow different stylists and I like to see what they do. And maybe they have tutorials that will help you out. Okay, so we're kind of matched up here. The only thing I'm not loving here, it's looking too choppy. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna point cut in a little bit deeper. Looks pretty good. I kind of like to move my head around and check it at all angles. That could be tidied up a bit.
Oh gosh.
Ren, shh. She has no idea that she's talking. Okay, other one. See the guide? We're gonna cut it almost a little bit longer. Chop, chop, chop. Let's see. No, that one spot right there. For me, a lot of it is visual, and this is actually oftentimes I will just see how the hair is falling and I will go with it. You do want it to be even, right? But ultimately, sometimes people's hair doesn't always grow exactly the same. It's not perfectly flat everywhere, so that's why I say point cutting is an awesome way to go. Perfect. Not perfect. Double check. Spread it out. Aha. This one. Troublemaker. I can see it in the mirror. But see how I'm proceeding with caution? I'm a trained professional and I'm still proceeding with caution because I don't remember the last time I had to cut my own hair. And it's hard to do when it's in a mirror. We're good. We are good. You can test it with your fingers and see if it's sitting even. And it is. Okay, moving on to layers. This might have to be a separate video for layers, so see you in a bit. Hello again, local flower child here. Okay, so now we're moving into layers. So you can see that that top section still needs to be trimmed a little bit. I'm gonna match it up with the rest of these guys. So let's get that out of the way. I'm still working with my part all the way down the middle. Part it where you're gonna part it though, guys. Let's be smart about this. Okay, this stuff we're just gonna meet up with the other stuff. So chip, 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 chip. Please take time. Go slow. You don't work with scissors for a living. Take your time. Chip, 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 chip. Chop, chop, chop. Lovely. Okay, other side. Okay, and this stuff has got to be met up with the other stuff. Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled to chop some of this. Brilia, I'm sorry you're going to have to fix it, but hey, you know what? Working with what we got. Okay. Chop, 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 chop. Okay, so we're just blending those two. So now kind of the top layer has been blended with the bottom layer there, and we are somewhat even. Yes, it's a little too blunt for my liking. I'll show you how to do that after. Okay, now in through the front here, we're just gonna follow up really slowly and gently. This is really tricky because I'm trying to cut well, demoing, so bear with me. Just a dusting, because you don't want to take too much off the front. If you take too much off the front, then essentially what are you gonna have? A mullet. And we all know how I feel about mullets. No, no, no. Not cool. Okay, so I just kind of took off the scraggly guys. This is pretty scraggly here too, let's be real, Lisa. Get rid of it. How much you wanna bet she is looking for some sort of candy back here? hit it. What are you looking for? Huh?
I'm looking for a place. Can you keep me in the garage?
Can I keep you in the garage?
No, hear me.
Hear you? Why? What are you doing?
Because I need to look up a show.
Oh, well, go outside. It's nice out. All right, sorry guys. That's just how life is. We have children and they're around no matter what. Hope everybody else has a good time with their kids like I do. Or has a good supply of wine. And let me get something straight. They all look cute on camera. Okay, so basically I've just taken off all the scraps is what I would call it. I'm gonna take these a little bit shorter too. So the way to do that is you're gonna go from like the round on each side, and then how you kind of want to balance your, I'm not sure if you can see, I hope so, yes. You want to balance your comb on top of your head, right where it lifts off. That's kind of where anything will fall forward. So draw a line from there to the corner. And this will be like the safest way to do bangs. Again, where it lifts off, there to the corner. We're not working with much, which is a good thing, because again, you don't want to take too much of this way. Okay, so I'm feeling like I want these guys to be a bit shorter. Ren, can you sit down, sweetie? Thank you. And same thing, point cut, okay? I'm going to just take off what feels right. Again, you can just do what works best for you, but I don't suggest like giving yourself straight up bangs. I'm doing more of my classic non-committal bang, which you've all received or have heard me talk about. And that's basically just like a side item. It's like your hair's mistress. It's like a side item. So you have something going on and your hair doesn't just look so bleh when you put it back, or maybe it's gonna bring out your cheekbones more because you've been eating too many chips or whatever, right? So I cut the length. I'm kind of going in a V because I want it to be able to be soft on either side if I do that, but then it also opens up as like a veil. So excuse the fact that my hair is the greasiest ever, but these aren't really bangs, right? They're just kind of like side items. So I'm checking them out. They're gonna fluff up a bit more, I know that. So I'm gonna keep them there for now. Who knows, maybe in a couple days I'll do more. But that's great. Okay, now you wanna make sure that everything blends down here though too. Not bad. Not bad, I'll tell you that. Okay, right in through here though, this is where you kind of want to just blend the two worlds, right? I don't have much for hair here anyways, but chip up, chip up, chip up. Don't cut your chin, haha. And I'm gonna soften that a tiny bit by just channeling in there. So not a ton. Okay, and here, same thing. I'm just gonna pull back kind of this stuff. Whatever falls forward here is what I will meet up with my new non-committal bangs. And that's gonna open things up a bit, so a little bit of excitement, controlled excitement. Maybe I'll want to do my hair more. Probably not though. Who we can. Okay. This is how I check things. I shake them and then I look at them. This is too chunky right here for me. Chip, chip, chip. Hurrah. Bangs. Non-committal bangs, not actual bangs. Let's not get things twisted here. Ladies, or gentlemen if you have long enough hair. Okay, so there we go. We got a little bit of something in there. I'm excited to blow dry my hair sometime for you. I'll do a gloss treatment on it and then I'll show you what the new bangs look like, the final result. But you see, it's kind of got a little bit more something to it. So next up, we're gonna add some layers. This is gonna be super quick and easy. And this is what I would recommend for anybody that has a bob or something like that. It's generally the top layer that really gets a lot of the abuse. because that's what we're hitting with the heat the most. So the ends on yours, just do what I did. Chip into it a bit, don't go crazy. For layers, I'm gonna suggest to people to do almost like a disconnected layer. This way you won't chip into your perimeter, which is the bottom part, too much. So here's what I'm doing. I did like a triangle section. I went from the front to the middle to the back. Now I'm gonna hold this up. Oh gosh, I hope my little T-Rex arms can make it. I didn't even think about this. Enjoy the ride with me, you guys. Pulling it up straight. I'm gonna have to put it down a little bit. So I'm gonna take off some layers here, but I need to pull it down a bit more. So see that stuff? That's what I'm gonna chip into. Again, however it lays that you have more control, I'm gonna flop mine down because mine's pretty greasy, and I'm gonna chip into it. I'm taking about the same amount off that I did in through the layers. But you do wanna keep in mind, you want your layers to go from short to long. Hello? Short to long. When I pull it up, short to long, okay? So controlled, hold it, bring it down where you can see it, and then you're gonna do your cutting, short to long. Okay, so one triangle is done. Ooh, okay, other side. Right, front to middle, middle to back. Come on, you. Cool, we got like a triangle thing going on here. So that's gonna basically cover most of your stuff. Another thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna steal a bit from the side because I want to guide. So I'm stealing a bit. Brushing it up as best I can with my T-Rex arms. Wow. Holy cow. Oh, who has their hair that long? Ridiculous. Okay, so I'm pulling it down and I can see my guide from the other side is about here. So I'm just gonna flop it down and cut into it. So everything matches up with my other side here. And again, you're going short to long. You don't want to be grabbing the bottom part of your hair for this, guys. Keep your perimeter nice and strong. You're just adding a bit of movement. Okay. Let me shake it out, and then again, I'm a visual person. Let's visually check where it's hanging out. I'm feeling okay about this. Nothing has to be perfectly even, but you can kind of get in there and see. So, I've got some layers in there. That's pretty easy. I'm gonna keep this nice and full. You can go in and you can kind of tweak things if you need to. Be super OCD like me, but really, we're all wearing little buns and who cares? Oh, this looks a little bit too straight for me right here on this side. Do you guys see that? Right there. No, no, no. I don't like you. So cut in. Cut in and soften. It needs a bit more softness. Okay, so what I want to do is just give you tools to be able to fix any screw ups. Full forgiveness if your hair is buggered by the time I see you, but I'm just proud of you for getting through this. Okay, so, I mean, that feels better. There's not as many knots, I know that much. That's kind of a basic haircut, guys. We're not going to go into anything extreme like texturizing or anything like that. If you do feel like your ends are too blunt though, this is where there's anything that's too blunt for you, this is where you'd flip it up and you'd look at it this way, and you could go in and you could point cut a bit more, right? Again, straight in. You don't want to go in on too much of an angle because then you're taking big chunks out of your hair and then you're just chasing that line and you're like, well, great, now I have a pixie, Lisa. Thanks for that. But yeah, aside from that, I don't know that I have any more tips, you guys. Wow. let me know how it goes for you. Let me know if there's other things that you need me to do as well. Next up, I'm going to do a gloss your hair at home video because those are going to be heading out pretty quick here. So here's the cut. Blah.